Hi everyone, best to you all for a prosperous and happy new year. I have been very busy. I have not been able to do anything with my project. I'm also missing a bunch of magnets. Apparently are still packed up somewhere in all of my stuff from moving about a year ago, I guess by now. So I'll have to simply reorder the magnets to finish this project up properly. But I wanted to show you something. And this is going to be short because I don't really have time for this right now. I'm still dealing with other matters on the home front. But I came down in my lab, especially while my knees would still allow me to get down here. And I wanted to, this is the original magnet here that you've seen in the earlier years. I don't know if you all can see that very well or not, but that's the original magnet, stator magnet. And so that you see in the very, very early videos. So what I've done, instead of the magnets being on the side of the wheel, I put them on top because this wheel doesn't allow, the space is not correct. I can't get them to work in here. So I put them up on top. Okay. What's interesting here is that where you see this piece of paper and the other piece of paper right here, between these two pieces of paper, the magnets are twice as close together. Then once you go past this piece of paper, you'll see they're spaced apart. I can get both my fingers in here easily, whereas here I can't even begin to get both my fingers in there. I just can't. There's just no way. Okay, so what I want you to see here is that when I turn this, when this armature magnet, stator magnet, gets to these, it suddenly starts to take off. I mean, there's actual thrust. Okay, that's the point of this, is to show that magnets indeed can do work. That this is indeed possible. There are other videos out there now that I have believed are legitimate are now coming into question. Here nor there, I will do my due diligence to prove yay or nay whether this will work or not, if this is even possible, at least on my understanding. Okay, so I'm going to start over here where the magnets are a little bit further apart. I'm just going to let it go slow. And watch what happens when it gets around to the white paper. It'll take off. Hopefully it makes it. Nope. Give it a little bit more push. There we go. See how it takes off? Look at that. That won't keep going. Yeah, it's not going to keep going. But this goes to show you that when the magnets are a lot closer, the dynamics of what's going on here completely changes. I don't have enough of these. I just don't. So I'll order more of these too. The other thing too, I've run into a problem. These are like 10 years old, and I've noticed that one versus another versus this one or this one, the strength are not all the same. And so I've noticed that the wheel will go and go and go, but then it gets to one or two magnets and it just wants to stop. So it's like I'm probably going to have to rebuy all of these magnets. That's quite an expense today because of the way prices have gone. So I don't know about whether I'll be buying all these magnets or not anytime soon. But anyway, that's why I'm trying to monetize this channel. Like I said, I have plenty of subscribers. I don't have enough watch hours anymore. And my watch hours have dropped below the minimum requirement. Okay, so I keep trying to put up just miscellaneous videos, whatever I can do, to get above the 4,000 watch hours again so I can start making some money to buy these magnets. Okay, so one last time here, show you. Just I'll give it a little bit better push. There we go. Okay, watch when it gets to the white paper. See, it just takes off. Clearly, that's the formula. It gets the ones that are spaced apart. They're just too far apart to continue. They're not effective. I won't touch it. I'll let it go backwards. But the way the magnet's set up and the way I have this angled, as you can see. Let me do a shot from here so you all can see this view too. The way this is angled also favors this. It's very important the way I've got this set up. So let me go around this way. That's the end of the, we'll see they're spaced farther apart here. It's getting closer to the close ones. See how it takes off? Look at that. See? And then it goes to the ones spaced too far apart and it's starting to sputter. See, it doesn't want to continue. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to show that. I'm going to maybe make another crazy, silly video. But the whole point of this is just showing you the dynamics between cause and effect of magnets, especially when they're close, within close proximity. Okay, I'll do one more from up here, then we're done. Okay, is that high enough? Yeah. Okay, now this is going to go past the tube piece of paper. Okay, I'll give it a little bit of a shove. Should make it all the way around. Now watch what happens. See, it just suddenly takes off. Okay, and it's not going to keep going because these magnets are just too far apart. There's too big of a gap. So I have to get more of these to get the gap closed. So I just thought I'd share that with you all. And if you all wonder how this is made, this stator here, let me show you here. This stator here is the one that you've all seen forever. I'll put a link in the video description where you can learn how this is made. Let me turn this video off. I'm going to put a different magnet on here. Let's see what happens. And then I'll splice this together. Okay, what I have here is an O-ring magnet. Let's see if you can see it from underneath here. I think this is 2 inches across and probably 1/3 of an inch thick. It's a neodymium. I think that's an N42 magnet. I don't recall anymore. Anyway, but I just ordered it. It's brand new. So watch this. I found this is very interesting. Now again, I have this at a slant. Okay. This is in repulsion mode, not attraction mode. Oh wow, look at that. Okay, now watch this. Let me show you. Here, check this out. Let me go. Here's the white. There's the zone between this paper and this paper here. If I need to put a third paper in, because it makes it a little easier to understand which side is which. So I'll put this in here. Okay. So now you can clearly see this. This side with all the compressed magnets, where they're closer together. Okay, and this side, of course, you can see they're really far apart. See, my fingers fit easily in between these. So now let me push this, get it going just a little bit, and watch what happens when it gets now to this zone here, to the compressed zone of magnets. Wow, look at that. I mean, it just really goes. Watch what happens when it gets now to this zone here, to the compressed zone of magnets. Wow, look at that. I mean, it just really goes. Of course, it's not going to keep going because these are too far apart. So it goes to show you what really is possible here. And one last time here, I don't want to bore you with this any more than I have to. But this cause and effect is very, very important here. I'm going to give it a little bit of a push. I'll raise the camera up this time. Wow. Okay, and people go, what do you got underneath the table, man? You might have something underneath the table. I cleared out a lot of the boxes that used to be underneath here. I still have some boxes way down here just because I'm still unpacking stuff. But there's nothing here. Nothing. This is just an honest experiment. If you think there's something tricky, fake going on here, what you need to do is go get yourself a wheel, go buy yourself some magnets, and replicate this. You'll see that this is accurately shown as what you see. I'm going to let it go around one last time so it'll make it all the way. Get a little tighter shot. Yeah, look at that. Wow, that just takes off. Okay, but it's not going to keep going because these are too far apart. All right, let me cut the footage here and we'll try one more thing. Okay, now here's part 3. This is an edit, of course. Now I'm adding this to the other video. Here, I've got a big honking ring magnet. Okay, the magnet started to fall off the stand here, so I had to stop recording. Now, this is that big 3-inch ring magnet. It's 1 inch thick. It's quite powerful, actually. It easily radiates down here. I can feel it real strong. Now, what I want to show you here, let me get this in a little bit better position here. Okay, there we go. So you can see now the magnets over top of the other magnets on the wheel. Okay. Now what I want to show you here, remember with these 3 pieces of paper, the magnets are real close together. But over here, the magnets are far apart and you can put 2 fingers between, whereas here, I can't do that. It's just too tight of a tolerance. Okay, but from here on, I can put 2 fingers through. Okay, now, I'm going to start this here when the magnets are really dense, which is right here. And I'm going to give it a gentle push just to get it going. Watch what happens when it gets to the magnets are spaced apart further. Now, I didn't even push that. It started on its own. However, when it gets to the other magnets real close together, it doesn't want to work. It only wants to work. Let me let it keep going and show you what it does. Because it favors this direction because I have this slanted. If you look at this here, I have it slanted like this to push this way. Okay, anyway, so let me do this again here. Do it the other direction here. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to let it go. Watch. It'll start on its own. See? It starts on its own. And it keeps plugging along, and then it gets to these magnets that are real close together and wants to stop. So what I have to do is I'll have to take out all the other magnets now and make it so it spaces to this one. So, okay, I guess let me do that. Okay, now what I've done here, I've left the pieces of paper here so you can see still where I used to have them real close. Now I can put 2 fingers in between all of them. Okay, and it was really hard to get all these exactly the same spacing. I mean, when you're dealing with magnets, they really need to be precise. Okay, so now look what I discovered is interesting. I know now I need 2 of these, and this probably will keep going. This is really trying to go now. So let me give it a little bit of a shove. Wasn't much of a shove, but it keeps trying to plug along. As you can see, it's not slowing down. However, it is truly slowing down. You just can't see it yet. We're in repulsion mode, by the way. And I have the angle of this tilted. See, it's trying to plug along. See, it wants to go. So if I had one more of these, it probably would keep going. See, it's still trying to go. Okay, now it stopped. Okay, just give it a little nudge. See, just a little teeny weeny nudge. It wants to run. So I need probably at least 1 more, if not 3 more of these. It's easy to see why people play around with these ring magnets so much. Yeah, okay. Anyway, alrighty, just wanted to demonstrate that. I could put that in attraction mode to see what happens. Let me try that. Okay, I wish I had been recording when this happened a moment ago. I'll see if I can get it to happen again. The wheel virtually came to a stop. Almost, not quite. And then it picked back up again. This shows that, without doubt, these 2 forces are able to push the magnets along if things are tweaked and set up correctly. In other words, I'm on the right path. Okay, let me try this again here. Oh, and there's nothing underneath the table, for what it's worth. Sorry, but there's some real anal people out there. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. Let's give this a little nudge. By the way, I took all the other paper off and left this one on here. This one piece of paper here signifies an area of the wheel that might be having a little trouble, because I know all these magnets are not the same strength. So let me just give this a little nudge, about like that. Okay. You'll notice it gets real slow and then stays a steady speed at real slow. See, it's steady right now. Oop. There's a magnet here, must be having problems to suddenly stop like that. Let me mark, I guess that's this magnet here. Let me mark this magnet here. Let me move this, take this other piece of paper off. It's not confusing. Okay, there we go. See, oh, look, it picked up speed. Look at that. See, there are truly some dynamics going on here of repulsion. There's that same spot where the paper is. Let me get it past the paper. Okay. See, it's going on its own. It's not slowing down. In fact, it picked up a little teeny bit of speed right there. Is it going to keep going? See, it almost stopped, and now it's picking up speed again. That's what I'm talking about. Is it going to keep going? See, it almost stopped, and now it's picking up speed again. That's what I'm talking about. Obviously, this is very doable. This just needs to be tweaked and figured out more what needs to be done here. 2 or 3 more of these probably would be the trick of the ring magnets. Like I said a moment ago, it's easy to see why people play around a lot with these ring magnets here. You can see it's a ring magnet. Okay. Well, that concludes this. I have one more idea I'm going to try, so let me cut the video here, and I'll splice the next part back in. Okay, now, what we have here is just a piece of metal plate, steel. I don't know, what is it, 1/16 of an inch thick? I guess this is about 4 inches across by 3 inches, 2.5 inches. Anyway, this is really irrelevant. Let you hear what it sounds like. I'll give you a sense of its weight and thickness. Okay, I put one of those right here. Let's see here, you can see it right here. I pinched one in here, as you can see right there. Okay, and as you can see, it's relatively close proximity to the magnets. Okay, now all we have going on here is just attraction mode with a piece of steel. Now watch this. What it did here is that from this piece of paper onwards, I put the magnets back to being real close together. I can no longer get 2 fingers in here. Okay, but I only did it for a short distance. So watch what happens here, and then there's a gap here because I didn't feel like putting more magnets on this here. It's not important. I'm just looking to see what works, what's possible. So let me let this go a little bit here, give it a little nudge. Yeah, see, it's being attracted to that plate. Okay, now watch this. When it gets to the ones that are real close together, it'll accelerate. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Oh, come on. Okay, need to give it a little bit more better push this time. Just a little bit better. Okay, that should do it. It's trying to run. Now here comes the piece of paper. Watch how it picks up speed. See? It isn't a whole lot faster, but it did pick up speed. Of course, there's no magnet here for it to continue on, so it stops. Okay, we do it one more time here. A little nudge, there we go. I don't know if a different perspective would help. Get down here. Here comes that piece of paper. Maybe I should move that plate down a little bit more. Okay. See, look at pickup speed. And of course it's going to stop. Okay. Okay, here's a little different configuration. It also shows a lot of promise. I'm only putting this out there because there's a lot of you magnet heads that are experimenting, and some of you for many, many years you've been telling me. So I'm just trying to share cause and results of what I'm seeing here in my place. What I've done here is I put groupings. A group of 4, a gap, a group of 3, gap, a group of 4, gap, group of 4 again, gap, and in this case, a group of I think it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then gap, and we'll go back to groupings of 4 again. I want to show you what happens here. And let me just go ahead and start it. And when it gets to these, watch the acceleration, and then of course it slows down at the gap. We'll get to the gap in a moment about resolving these issues with the gap. Okay. Try this one more time here. See how it accelerates dramatically each time it goes through these magnets? And it slows down when it sees the gaps because there's no magnets there. Wow, that was impressive. Okay, so here's my thinking. You take, this is in attraction mode, by the way. And that's the ring magnet still. You can see underneath here. What I want to do here, so I'll get another one of these, and we can position it so it's over the gap. So when this is hit, when this is passing over the gap, the other ring magnet will be focused on these, so it'll help to pull it past the gap. So we'll have two of them working in tandem. See, it wants to run. You can tell that. It's just the gaps are killing me. But I just thought I'd try it. See what kind of cause and effect we get here. We'll spin a little bit faster and we'll be done with this one. See, when it's over those magnets, it really picked up speed. Because you show the principle is good, but just going to have to deal with the gaps. So basically kind of like a car engine, there's more than one piston. So when one piston is going down, you have another piston going up. But it turns out a two-cylinder engine wasn't very efficient. So what they did is they went 3, 4, now we have 8 cylinders. So I think of these, the same principle. You need to have 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these firing, if you will. At the exact moment when this is going here, there's another one, ring magnet, that's over top of this, pulling these, doing what it does best when it accelerates, when these groupings get together with that ring magnet. See how it picks up speed and slows down, picks up speed, slows down, because of the gaps. Okay. Okay, now here's another interesting configuration. I have the smaller ring magnet, neodymium magnet right there. See here, I'm trying to zoom in on it. There we go. Okay, and what I've done is that I have the magnets only halfway around the wheel. Okay, zoom back out. And maybe zoom out even further. Okay, maybe that's too far. Okay, so my thinking is this. When these magnets comes up, these are all pretty tight, by the way, as you can see. When this lead magnet gets to it, it just takes off like a rocket. Watch this. Oop, didn't give it enough push. See, it just only takes off. But the last one is not going to keep taking off because it has that Murphy's Law is back. For every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So let me just do this one more time here. A different angle here so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, let me just give this a little nudge here, enough to get it going. Oh, see that? Look at the acceleration of that. It's enormous acceleration. Now, my thought is this, and you saw how far past it went this. It went to about here before it got sucked back in, see? Okay, so my thinking is this. You have another ring magnet that covers on this side. So as this is leaving the station, if you want to call this a station, like a train station, if this is leaving the stator magnet here, as it's leaving, you can feel right about here, somewhere in here, that it's about out of track, if you will. Okay, so you can feel it starting to fizzle out right here. So right about here where it fizzles out is right here, it would pick up another ring magnet. So we'd have another one right there. Okay, and if anything, we could just do this. Before it got to the end of that, we could just 1/3 of the way around, have another ring magnet right here, then another ring magnet right there. So 3 of them be ganging up on this to really give it some good inertia or torque. But this is quite fascinating. Let me get it past this here. Give it just a little nudge and I'll watch. You see it? Oops. I think I got this too tight. Oh wait, that's too tight. Let me loosen that up a little bit. Okay, give it a little nudge here again. Just a little bit of momentum. Then look at that acceleration. That's a lot. Then look at that acceleration. That's a lot. Then look at that acceleration. That's a lot. Okay, and you see right here, where it got up about here, then what would happen here is that another stator magnet would pick up over there to continue to pull it all across, which would assist in pulling this out. And then it would just repeat the process. Anyway, you get the picture. Okay, I started taking off the magnets and I came across something interesting. This is just a grouping of 4. Okay, watch this. I'll bring this through. Just give this a little nudge around. It stops. Okay, a little bit more of a nudge. And look, it just went all the way through. Look at that. If there's another set over there, it probably would work better. But I think we're going to need more than one ring magnet. It's still the same ring magnet there. Let me push this around a little bit. See? Went all the way through. So if I had another stator here, you'd pick up on this and do the same thing again. As long as this is in attraction mode. So you can feel the attraction mode kicks in. I don't know, it's hard to see because of the way I've got this set up. I'm sorry, let me move some things around here. This attraction mode kicks in right about there. Right there, I can feel it in attraction mode. Okay, I'll just let it go. See, it went all the way through. So if I had another one of these ring magnets to capitalize on this little bit of momentum, see, it's just a little bit of momentum, goes right on through, then it would pick up on the next ring magnet, So I really have something here. Should I say we, anybody who wants to pursue this? I don't see anybody on the web that's configured anything like this. So just one more time. You can see, maybe we can do it from this angle here. Yeah. See, picks right up. Okay, I know you all want to see the whole wheel. Dang it. There we go. Okay. See? See? So, let me just give it a start from a dead stop. Okay, I can feel a little bit of tension right there. See, virtually from a dead stop, it still took off. Went all the way through. Okay, and no, there's nothing underneath the table. Okay, so it's just another aspect of another magnet configuration I wanted to share. I have one more trick up my sleeve and then I'm done. Now, these magnets came in here a few weeks ago. I haven't had a chance to play with them, except limitedly I showed you all another video. I've got quite a few of them. Of course, my famous Mother Hudgens magnet, that's a 4-inch by 2-inch by 1-inch magnet in 42. This magnet here, it'll damn near break your finger if you get 2 of them too close to you and your finger's caught in the middle. Thank goodness I've never done that. Okay, so let me do this here. Okay. So I'm going to have to put the phone down. I can't do both. So let me configure this up with this. Oh! It got away from me. Those just stick on there like that. Now that is interesting. Huh. I'm just going to leave them like that. That's interesting. I don't need to take them out of the case, at least not for now. Okay, I'll back in a minute. Okay, here's a very interesting configuration. The red is positive, the black is negative. Or in my opinion, they're universal. They could be either or, but they only matter when you're trying to put two magnets together. Okay, so you can see this spins very nicely. Very, very nicely. Okay. What I want to do here is show you something. Give it a little push. Now watch this. I got this big O-ring again. Now watch this. Oh, I put the wheel in the wrong direction. We'll just see what happens anyway. Yeah. We'll just do it this way then. Turn the magnet this way then. You can see acceleration, deacceleration, acceleration, deacceleration. Deaccelerates between the gaps. So I need another ring here to deal with the gap. So one is leaving one magnet, the other little ring will pick it up. As you can see, this is so powerful, it picks it up way out here. Okay, so do it this way here. You want to angle this way. This is an attraction. Well, actually, it's attraction, repulsion, as you can see. It switches back and forth. But when I can't hold the phone and do this at the same time, but when I push the wheel to push it through this magnet, it wants to go through real easy. But the back side is where it starts to drag a little bit at the gaps. So need a few more stators to fill in the gaps so this will become more continual. Otherwise, it's just cogging. See, it's speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. It will stop, of course. Okay. I don't waste your time anymore with this. But this has some very interesting promise. It really does. I was thinking about wrapping a wire all the way around this, then take the electricity that taps off and use it to run a small motor to make the axle turn. Can we get enough power from this to power the wheel itself? Well, all kinds of possibilities here. Anyway, this reminds me of a paddle wheel, by the way. It just does. It reminds me of a paddle wheel on a ship if you turn this upright. And so what this does here is that literally, and I'll someday make a video to this, it literally paddles the electrons down through the wire. I've come to a really important understanding about magnetism, electricity, and the electrons in wire that nobody seems to talk about. There's nothing that I can find on it. But my theory is that all magnets they act like a paddle, like a canoe paddle. And they're paddling the electrons down the wire. And you can never remove the electrons from a wire, because any electrons you burn off, like for a light bulb, they're immediately returns back into the wire, because we are surrounded by an ocean of electrical energy, electromagnetic field, if you will. NASA has photographed it from space. Maybe sometime I should, maybe if I can, I'll incorporate maybe a picture of it here within this video. Okay, anyway, enough. Okay, anyway, enough of all this nonsense. Just thought I'd share this with you. All right, I guess that's the end of my day here. Thank you for allowing me to entertain you.